And now we're live. Sorry, folks. I thought we were live, but I forgot to press the actual go live button. So welcome to the stream. I was talking to myself for 2-3 minutes on my own there. Sorry about that. But anyway, we are here. Don't worry, you haven't missed anything. There hasn't been any goals yet, as you can see on the scoreboard below me. It's only 4 minutes in, and it's currently goalless. But it's a very, very interesting encounter we've got here. Ajax, as you can see in my predictions, I expect to win. As I say that, they're in the box now, and they go for goal, and it's top right corner of the net, and it's Anthony with the goal, and that completely defeats my prediction of who will be first goal scorer. I went with Tadic. I don't think he's even playing today, and it's Anthony who scores and puts Ajax ahead. That didn't take long, and that's a bad start for Utrecht, but 1-0 already for Ajax. It was a pass into the penalty area, completely unmarked, and with his left foot he swung the ball into the bottom right corner of the net. It was Daley Blind who started the attack. Then it was a pass to Tadic, and then Tadic to Anthony, and then into the bottom corner of the net. So already, it's not even been 5 minutes and Ajax take the lead. And, well, I've gone for a 2-0 as my prediction. I'm starting to think that I've got that wrong. My predictions at the moment on this channel has been pretty dreadful. But either way, it's 1-0 to Ajax. Anyway, get in touch. And we'd love to hear from you. Again, sorry that we're late with the live stream. I've been in a rush to get ourselves going. It was taking me a while to get the lineups, and also I forgot to actually click go live, so I was talking to myself for 3 or 4 minutes. But if you're new to the channel, we do quite enjoy doing a bit of Eredivisie watch-alongs. Especially Ajax. We love watching a bit of Ajax. And you can probably hear the current atmosphere noise in the stadium. That's because we've been able to get that. We got some messages on the live chat page. We got Greg Livingston asking what channel is the game on. Good question, Greg, because I'm using the Bet365 app with their live streaming, because they show all the Eredivisie games without commentaries as well, which I quite like. But yeah, I'm not actually sure. It used to be on Premier Sports in the UK, but I have no idea what it's on these days. It might still be on that. Dudo, hello. It says hello, Jamie. Hi, Dudo. How you doing? Greg asking me how I'm doing. I'm very well, thank you. Dudu saying, for Ajax, Eredivisie is too easy. They will win like 5 or 7-0. True, but in the midway point of the table this season, they're not top. They weren't top at Christmas, so I agree with what you mean, though. There's a lot of teams there that they normally just walk over each week, but currently the table will tell you that there's a bit of a title race going on there. More of a title race there than the Premier League. Man City, after their win over Chelsea, they're 13 points clear now. It's getting a bit ridiculous. Let me know if the atmosphere noise is not too loud. Hopefully you can hear me alright. I haven't got my headphones at the moment because everything's breaking at the moment on my computer. Mouse is not working anymore. Headphones I can't plug in, so I'm having to use other USB sticks that are priority. It's very annoying. Including the webcam and the mic. Anyway, here come Ajax again. They couldn't make it too, could they? Oh, it's in the post. It took a deflection, I think, on the way off one of the Utrecht defenders, and then it hit the post. And that was very close to being... I think it was Tadic, the man who I said would score first, is trying to score as a second goal scorer instead. He's not listening to me. But there's an injury from one of the Utrecht players, number 7. And, yeah. That's him down. Let's check out our poll. Let's have a look. Will Ajax go top of the table today? 80% of you going absolutely. No one's going for a draw at 0%. And 20% of you reckon Ajax will lose. You might want to change your vote maybe if they carry on playing like they are already in this game. But currently, a player is down for Utrecht. I'm not really sure how he got himself injured, but doesn't look good. He's limping. So, match paused for now. Clock just a little bit behind. There we go. So 9.5 minutes gone. 1-0 to Ajax. I'm just going to show you just going to go back to the internet sharing. I think it's that. There we go. So those are your lineups there. So you've got. Oh, I'm losing the page here. My scrolling isn't great. Oh, hang on, just as we talk about that. Ajax! Oh, side of the net. Who was that? I think that was... Who was that? I'm not sure who that was. Lovely first touch from Anthony. And then the pass into the box. Then a cross. And he beats both of his defenders to win the ball. Defensively, they need to be bad. Well, that number 7, Mida, he's having to go off. And he's being carried off, not with a stretcher, but with 2 of his club staff having to carry him off the pitch. So that could mean he's out for a while. But yeah, this is the starting lineup anyway. Let's go through Ajax. They've got Psv in goal, then Mazraoui as right back, Daley Blind at left back, ex-Man United player, Boykhouse in the midfield, Timber as a centre back, which Timber is normally a right back. Am I right? So that's him at centre-back. Martinez as left centre-back. Alvarez on the right in midfield. Gravenberch on the left of midfield. Robbie up front. So I don't think there's any Sebastian Haller at all today. Anthony on the right, who scored already. And Tadic, the captain, on the left. Yeah, Sebastian Haller isn't on the bench at all. Now, I'm not sure if he's injured or if he might have got COVID. With Utrecht, you've got Kaiser in goal. Tervist in defence, along with Warmadam as left back. In midfield, you got Meher, Van der Horn as right centre back, Van der Merel as left centre back, Mida, who's just gone off, he'll be replaced. He hasn't been replaced yet, but he will do soon. Timber, who used to play for Ajax, is in midfield. Duvakas up front in the centre, Van der Streek on the right up front, and Mehi on the left up front. And Utrecht probably trying to go for their first real attack of the game, but instead they've lost the ball when it mattered. We got some more messages. Excuse me. Dudu asking, remember me from yesterday? Of course, from the Bayern Munich watch along. I'm sure you're pretty happy about that. Oh, that's nice. Dudu say, I don't even watch the Eredivisie. You seem to call it Eredivision like it's Eurovision. I just want to be on this stream. Greg says, I hate to say, but what were your thoughts on the United game? Annoying. I must admit, even when we went 2-0 up, I still wasn't sure if we were going to win, because Aston Villa throughout that whole second half had us, and we were just so poor. Honestly, though, that first 30 minutes of the game, though, was the most convincing I saw United all season. Elanga on the left, Greenwood on the right, Cavani up front. I felt sorry for Cavani because he didn't get much of a feed. You know, a lot of people who don't watch United games each week would think Cavani's just not good enough. No, he just doesn't get any feed. He has to keep running back and getting the ball himself. And I just think, all I'd say is for Elanga and Greenwood, they had a few shots for themselves, and, you know, that's fine, but it was very frustrating, you know, that there could have been times where Cavani's going to be in the right place at the right time in the box, give it to him and he'll score for you. You know, he's a natural goal scorer, that's what he does, he's a mercenary at that. But overall, Elanga I thought was brilliant, apart from not passing it to Cavani, and Greenwood was great as well. They both run with the ball convincingly. And you don't think they're going to lose the ball. With Sancho and Rashford, I'm afraid that's how I feel about them at the moment. Sancho came on with only 10 or so minutes left, and he lost the ball like 3 times. It's just he's not convincing me at all. Like, that 73 million we paid for him is looking very bad. So I think a draw might just be a fair result. I think Villa played well. United got the goals, but they just couldn't hold out at all, and I just didn't understand why Donny van der Beek and Lingard went on with just 2 minutes to go. What was the point? I think it's just disrespectful towards those two players who, in my eyes, are game changers, and I would have put them on a lot earlier on. I'd have put them on the moment it was 2-1. The moment they scored, I'd have put them on to go for a third goal. I'm sick of teams who try and defend the lead. I'd rather just get another goal, be absolutely sure. Doodoo asking, Jamie, did you watch the channel I recommended to you yesterday? I haven't yet. I've written it down though, so that I remember. Meanwhile, Ajax completely dominant in this game so far. Burgoyne, I thought Burgoyne might show up. He says, here's my cup of tea. Oh, thank you very much. We have a lot of producers here at Let's Talk Sport. If you're wondering, actually, folks, I've got an Airbus UK Broughton mug, which is a local, well, not far from me, a works team. Psv Eindhoven, our works team, originally anyway. Of course, owned by Philips. Greg asks, why did the manager not take off Fred, Matic, and put on Van der Beek and close the midfield to finish the game off? Excuse me. I really don't know. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I really don't know. It's a good question, because that's what Matic, I think, is getting on. I think he needs to go in the summer, or even now, to be honest. Martial needs to go, of course. Apparently, Rangnick said that Martial wasn't interested in playing, and then Martial goes on Twitter to say that's not true. I've always wanted to play for Man United despite the difficulties or whatever. So, 2 sides to that story, of course. But anyway, I think the better he's gone, I think the moment he's gone, the better. Anyway, back with this. Let's talk about a team that are playing very well, and that's Ajax. Of course, could potentially go back top of the league today if they win, and they've won every game in the group stages, so they got 18 points out of 18. 5 wins out of 5. It's absolutely fantastic to see Ajax look like another dark horse again for the Champions League under Ten Hag after missing out on the Champions League final by seconds against Spurs 3 years ago. I can't believe that's nearly 3 years ago already. Where's the time gone? I don't mean to bring that up, Ajax, but I'm sure with that experience, with the manager and the squad, they might just go one better this time. Who knows? Who knows? Greg asks, how do you like your tea, Jamie? 2 sugars and milk. So remember that when I come round to yours. Doodoo says, poor Van der Beek never got to play with Ollie. Now Ollie is gone. He still doesn't get started. This is what I'm wondering. Like, me and my brother wondered this the other day. He didn't even start in the FA Cup. So we were thinking, is he just really bad at training or something? Is there something that the coaches aren't happy with him? Is he not doing what they ask of him? I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious Donny wants to play. And, he always posts about United on Instagram, good win and all that. He's really behind the team, but no one will play him. Anyway, here come Ajax into the box. Oh, lovely cross. If he can get the header. Yes, goalkeeper couldn't keep it out. And it's another goal for Ajax just before we reach 20 minutes. 2-0. Tadic with a beautiful cross from the left-hand side. Lovely header. I'll have to double-check who scored. I think, if I can get that right, I think it was Bobby, number 18 for Ajax. And we've got a 1-horse race here already, folks. It's not even 20 minutes old, and it's 2-0 to Ajax. Tell you what, when we do our man of the match later on, it's going to be difficult to pick out one if we get a few goals in this game. Oh, let me just try and find the... Oh. I've changed the scoreline on the title, so yes, if you are just tuning in, it is currently is 2-0 to Ajax. Burgoyne asks, can we have more Croatian top flight watch-alongs? The Hijack split are massively underrepresentative. I mean, I wouldn't say no to that. We've learned on Let's Talk Sport, we do get a lot more interactions with the European leagues instead of the Premier League, hence why you probably wouldn't see us do much English football, to be honest with you. Loads of channels that do watch-alongs for that. There's been a first booking of the game for Utrecht's Mayher. So Ajax have a free kick. Blind. Oh, where's that going? Straight to the keeper. I don't know if... I'd imagine that was meant to be a cross or a ball into the box because it didn't look like a shot. And I think Blind would have been very, very ambitious. I know they're 2-0 up, but that would have looked rather silly. Of course, there's no... I don't think there's any fans at all in the stadium. Just like it was when we did our last Eredivisie watch-along just before Christmas. We did the Feyenoord Ajax game, and there was no fans there, which was a real shame. No fans today. We did Bayern Munich yesterday. I think they can only let in 500 locals for the Cologne Bayern game, and I'm sure they wish they didn't go now after getting battered 4-0 by Bayern. I say that, they played alright, I said throughout the stream. It's now on the left wing with Van der Horn. Thrown for Ajax. But yes, this kind of game today is a bit of a typical, as Dudu mentioned earlier on the live chat page, of Ajax having it comfortably with a lot of teams in this league. You do wonder about standards of certain leagues though, like outside two, each league has probably on average 2 or 3 big teams that have always got a chance of finishing high in the table or going for the championship at least. But then that's it really. At least I always find with the Premier League it's always quite open. I know, to be honest, if you look at the last few years, they've been dominantly won by either Liverpool, as in Liverpool winning by more than 10 points, Man City winning more than 10 points. If anything, the Premier League title races have been rather dull. They've actually never been to last time it was final day was 2019. Okay, it was only 3 years ago, but it doesn't happen that often. All I would say is that it's always... I'd maybe say it's always tight when it comes to the relegation battles and in the mid-table and for the European places. And I always think with the Premier League, you never know what can happen. It's a tough league. I'd say it's the most competitive league out of everyone else. Normally with the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich win it quite comfortably. Ajax here with the Eredivisie. Still, yeah, this table's very tight at the top, so I'd say this is one of the tightest title races you've got right now. If you love your snooker, folks, we've got a snooker watch-along this evening. Me and Stuart Davis, brother from another mother, will be joining me. And it will be on at 7 o'clock. So the final is Neil Robertson versus Barry Hawkins. Both players having to win a final frame decider to get to the final. Both nerve-wracking matches. Neil Robertson, I probably couldn't believe he still made the final. What? Really? Oh, nearly. Bobby again in the box. Nearly had a moment to shoot at goal. He was in a sandwich of two Utrecht defenders. I'm surprised he didn't get his foot behind it. I'm sure that went to his feet, and he was right in front of goal. If he had made the contact and picked any side, I think he would have made it 3-0 to Ajax. But yeah, Barry Hawkins and Neil Robertson, that'll be an interesting final. The first session starts at 1 PM, I think, today, and then they have the final session this evening at 7 PM. So me and Stuart will be covering the evening session. So do join us for that. You can't beat a bit of snooker, especially right now. It's so unpredictable and so nerve-wracking to watch when it comes to these frames when there's not many left to play. I just hope it's not a one-horse race. I mean, Barry Hawkins, I think, from the top of my head, has still not won a major, or Triple Crown event as they call it these days, which is either the Masters, the UK Championship, or the World Championship in Sheffield. And Barry Hawkins has come so close. He was in a World Championship final nearly 10 years ago against Ronnie. Neil Robertson won the Masters in 2012, so he's done it before. He's won all 3 Triple Crown events. Dudu asks, hey Jamie, will you stream the Bayern versus Hoffenheim game? What day is that next weekend? Is it next week? It's on Sunday, isn't it? If so, I don't see why not. I'm not doing anything next Sunday, I don't think. Greg asks, did you rate Daley Blind when he was at United? I was a bit hit and miss. With him, to be honest. I think, in a weird way, he was one of those players that when he left, you kind of missed him when he was gone. But I don't think he suited United that much, to be honest. I don't think he was that bad. He was mainly a centre back, wasn't he, for us, or a central defence mid. But yeah, it was one of those transfers of Van Gaal that just didn't really work. But I think we loved him though. I don't think there was any problems with Daley Blind. I think we did like him. He scored a couple of goals. I remember he scored against West Ham when we needed an equaliser at Upton Park. But that was those were the games which, well, it's probably still like that now. But those were the games where you didn't know what to expect. You always felt the performances from United were dull anyway. Even if we did get a result, it was never convincing under Louis van Gaal. He was the one manager I was delighted to see leave after that FA Cup final, even though he won it for us. But yeah, I'm not a Van Gaal fan, to be honest with you. I'm not sure about him. I'm alright to think he's the current Holland manager again. I mean, I like the fact that the Netherlands, they clearly have a policy to bring in a Dutch manager, but it's like they've done the whole circle, and they go through all the shit ones, and then they come back to the shit ones. National team management's a weird one, I think. Like I don't know. It seems I wouldn't say it's easy because you can't just go and buy players. You have to deal with the best players of the nation that you've got, and obviously still pick who gets to go to the tournament with you. But I don't know. They only play a handful of games each year, and they still get paid a lot. It's crazy. As in the manager. I'm sure it's a few million for most of the big countries if you become the manager. Just shows how much money there is in football. Like, what I'd love to follow a national team manager around for a week on a typical week when there's no international football. I'd love to just follow him for a week and go, so what do you do in between now and the next international break? The next one's not for another 2 months, for example. What do you do? Obviously, they'd probably track all the English players, but that's probably it. I don't know. Greg asks, have you ever thought about doing a darts stream, Jamie? You know, I was up for doing 1 or 2 streams for the World Darts Championship, but because I got COVID in between Christmas and the New Year, I just did not feel up to it. I was feeling better ahead of the final that was on January 3rd, but I think for myself, I think it was just best to just rest and chill out before we all went back to work and stuff after the New Year. So apologies for that, but we'll definitely try and get maybe even a Premier League darts night. But maybe we can always just try and do the finals of these big tournaments, at least. But yeah, definitely open to it. So, Ajax, with nearly half an hour gone, are 2-0 up. Anthony and Bobby getting the goals. So my scoreline prediction right now is currently right, as you can see on the just below me on the screen. But I can't not see Ajax not score more goals with an hour left to play. I don't know much about Utrecht. I'll be honest with you, but with them being 7th, I didn't think they'd be. Oh, he's offside. He's offside. Oh, just as I say that, Utrecht had a moment of breaking through with no defenders left for Ajax, but he was offside, and he was running with the ball to go 1-on-1 with Psv, the Ajax goalkeeper. But I don't think he's offside. Now I can't remember, but does the Eredivisie even have VAR? I mean, it doesn't matter now. They've made the decision. They've played on, but that didn't look offside. I think he was exactly onside, if anything. Don't think the linesman got that right. Ball into the box out from Utrecht. They could just do with getting themselves a bit more involved in this game. I think Dudu asked me on the live chat page, who do I think will win the Champions League? I mean, is this finally Man City's year? I mean, they've done everything they've needed to, which is to at least get to the final of one, which was last season. Oh, in the box for Ajax, cleared away. Come on, Utrecht. I want to see a bit more from them and just see a bit more of a two-sided game instead of a one-sided. But you do wonder, don't you, if it's if it's Man City's year. But I would say the main contenders are PSG. I don't think PSG are good enough. I honestly think they just signed Messi to play on Champions League nights because he doesn't play that much of the French League games. I honestly think they've just got him to do the Champions League matches for them and just try and win it with him. Which, when you've got Mbappe, Neymar and Messi in that squad, I mean, if you can't win a Champions League or even get to you should at least get to the final, I think. But it just shows you need chemistry in these teams regardless of who they are. But I would say I think Bayern might do it again. My only concern for Bayern is maybe their depth. I just feel like they need a few more I don't know, really. Like last season when Lewandowski was out in that PSG tie for both legs, they needed him. Choupo-Moting did great. He scored in both legs. He did what he could try and do as their main centre forward, but there were so many chances that Bayern gave to Kingsley Coman and Muller, for example. And I just think if only it was Lewandowski in the box collecting those deliveries, I think he would have. I honestly think Bayern would have beaten PSG. I don't know if they would have beaten Man City in the semis, but I don't think PSG were that great. They were just more clinical. They played out from the back and they were playing counter football, which, as I say, they were clinical with Mbappe and Neymar. But I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe Liverpool could once Salah and Mane will all be back before the Champions League knockouts begin from the Africa Cup of Nations. They might look at by then the Premier League might already be nearly. Wimardum with a shot there from 30 yards out, which kind of shows, I wouldn't say they're desperate old trick, but they've not really had much going on for them in this first 35 minutes. 10 minutes left until we reach half time. Ajax completely dominant so far. 2 goals for them, Robbie and Anthony with the goals. Has calmed things down a bit though between both teams, I'd say. Oh, kick the ball right in the face of the Utrecht striker. He's gone down. The referee will pause the match. I think it was Alvarez who kicked it. Oh no, it was Martinez. He was trying to lift the ball long from the defensive line. Instead, it hit his opponent's head on the way, right in front of him. No, I always think the moment the ball hits you hard on your face, or in between your legs, it is a very, very nasty experience. But yeah, I in terms of the Champions League, I do worry. As a Man United fan, I fear that Man City might win it. I think them getting into the final last season, even though they lost it, I just think that might help them learn from it and to be, well, just simply do better in the next final if they get there. I think, as I said, I like Bayern Munich. I like the way they play. I think Ajax are a dark horse, but I'd like to see Ajax play against a big team like they did. What was it? When they nearly got to the final in 2019, they beat Juventus and Real Madrid on the way there. You know, that was a statement. If Ajax can do something like that again, then I think they're definitely up for it. But yeah, in terms of the group stages, Bayern and Ajax are actually the best teams in the Champions League so far this season. They've won every game, so they've won 5 out of 5. Sorry, 6 out of 6. Sorry, 6 out of 6, isn't it? But yeah, let us know who you think will win the Champions League in the live chat page. I think for now I'm going to have to say Man City, but we'll see. I can't actually remember who's got who. I know Man United have got Atletico Madrid, so that won't be easy. It was supposed to be PSG, but then the draw fucked up, didn't it? With the computer, so they had to redo it. I'm kind of glad we didn't get PSG as well, though. That might have been a well. The way we've still got time to get ourselves better before our tie with Atletico Madrid, but I just can't see it changing. We need a midfielder, that's for sure. After watching last night's game. Well, there's about 7 minutes left here until half time, and Ajax, the pace has not really been there now. They've just been playing around with it in the midfield and they're passing it all the way back to their goalkeeper. I would love to find, if I was a manager, I'd fine every single player that ever passes the ball back. $5,000 off their wage, off their weekly wage, each time they pass it back, and I'd count it. I'd even hire someone to do all that for me and tally it, and then I'll tell them at the end of each game, right, You pass the ball back 3 times, that's 15 grand taken off your wage. I don't want to see that again. It might be a motivation. It might be a motivation for them to actually never pass it back. I understand in certain situations it's too tight, you can't do anything with it. But it's when it's not enforced or anything like that. You just got to go forward. Oh, he's offside, surely. Yeah, Bobby's offside. Way offside. Got to position himself a lot better than that. Even I saw that. Of course, earlier today we learned that Novak Djokovic's appeal didn't work for him, so he's going to be deported. So that's him out of the Australian Open just hours before it starts. Oh, chance there for Ajax. Ball across the face of goal. Goalkeeper changing the direction of it. Dudu says in capitals, if Lewandowski played there, we would win the match and would win everything. I honestly think he's your man. Like, if he can't play, I think you're in trouble. I'd love to see him. I mean, I'd kind of like to see Bayern win the. If United haven't got a chance in hell, then I'd like to see Bayern win the Champions League. Because I'm quite a fan of Nagelsmann. And hey, up here come Utrecht. Cross in if you get the header. Oh, it's over the bar. He should have scored. Duvacast with the header. It's gone off target, and I think he needed to score that. 4 minutes before half time. If they had found the net, we would have had. The game would have been definitely back on. Oh dear. He'll know that was a big chance. That would have made it very interesting going into the break. Who knows? Still 4 minutes. Ajax playing from the back from their goal kick. But yes, I would love to see Bayern win it again, because I think that might just get Lewandowski his Ballon d'Or. It should do. If he carries on scoring like he is, which he's got more goals than games in the Bundesliga this season alone, and in the Champions League, I think. But we shall see. I think if Nagelsmann won it as well at 34 years old, then that's some achievement. But at the same time, I'd like to see Ajax win it, because if Ajax win it, Ten Hag will then get a major trophy under his belt. And as a United fan, I want Ten Hag as our next manager, so it might just be the final nail in the coffin, you could say, to get him in. But looks as though Pochettino is the favourite. Oh, another cross in from Utrecht. I think they've just got to keep doing that. The cross was poor. It was just a hit and hope, that one. No balance behind it whatsoever. Ha! Both Timbers pushing each other. I don't actually know if they're brothers. If anyone knows, do let us know. I'll have to Google it otherwise. Let's Google it. I can't find my browser. Where's it gone? Ah! There it is. So it's Justin Timber, isn't it? Oh no, I've put in Justin Timberlake. Damn it. No, it keeps going to Timberlake. Let's find out his Wikipedia page. Oh, Urian Timber, sorry. And does he have a brother? Ah, it's his twin brother. Okay. His twin brother. Oh, there you go. We've got a corner here for Utrecht. Seconds before we reach 45. As a neutral, I'd like to see them get a goal just to make things interesting for the second half. Referee having a few words with the players before they take the kick, it seems. Corner direct into the box. Header. It's just wide. Couldn't get full control behind that, it seems, from Van der Hoorn. He was up against Blind. He was up against a couple of Ajax defenders going for the ball. Now, I wonder how much added time there'll be. All tricked again with an awkward ball up front. I would say Ajax have gone a bit quiet last few minutes. They've calmed themselves down pretty much since that second goal. Looks as though there'll be 3 minutes because of one of Utrecht's players having to go off injured earlier. Here come Ajax. Counter-attacking football. The pass isn't right though because the defender's been able to clear it. Blind with the throw-in. Oh, Greg says, I don't think City will win the Champions League. As a City fan, if we would buy Kane, then we might have a chance of winning it. That's interesting, Greg, because I don't know. I think you've got a good chance this year. I mean, you might already have the Premier League pretty much dealt with, and now you can just focus on the Champions League. I don't think Man City. It's hard to say. Is this Man City's best squad under Pep? I don't think it is. So then maybe that doesn't help. But yeah, I can't believe there has been games where Man City have got the wins from an odd goal, but they don't have an actual centre forward, do they? They never replaced Aguero, so late challenge on Blind. Yellow card, no doubt about it. Well, I'll say this now for the hosts. I think they'll be glad it's only 2-0 because the way this game was going, they were definitely going to concede more, but they've changed their act and they've got themselves involved a bit more, which is good to see. As I say that, though, Ajax are attacking from the halfway line. There's about 4 of them up front. Cross in, and Bobby has scored just as I say that. They were quiet and now they've just scored again. Bobby with a tap and great cross from, was it Tadic again? That's 2 assists for Tadic as well. He nearly got the most record-breaking assists in a calendar year last year. But Ajax now 3-0 up, and that might have just put the game to bed. Even just moments before we're about to go into half-time. But anyway, good news for you Ajax fans. It's 3-0 to Ajax. And it looks as though they will go top of the league before PSV play later today. I think they play later today anyway. Yeah, with the cross coming in, Bobby has now got 2 goals and is on the hunt for a hat-trick. Luke Tanner's got in touch. Hello, Luke. It's been a while since we've had him on a watch-along. He needs to come on soon. Anyway, it's half-time. Oh, no, not full time. What am I saying? Nope. Half time at the Utrecht. So 3-0 at half time to Ajax. And sadly, I think that goal just at the end there from Bobby, his second of the game, I think that may have just pretty much put the game to bed with another half to go. But anyway, get in touch. What did you think of that first half if you've been able to watch the game. Get in touch on the live chat page. Don't forget to vote on the poll. Let's actually check what the poll says now. Yes, as expected, 84% have gone with Ajax going for the win. 2% all of a sudden have gone for a draw today, and Ajax will lose. 13% of you have said that. I'm annoyed at myself because look at my scoreline prediction below. I said it'd be 2-0. I was nearly right, but with another half to go, it's already 3-0. First goal scorer to Tadic. Damn it, I should have said first assist, and I would have been right. And I didn't go with Anthony, who got the first goal. And you think with the season Anthony is having, I should have gone with him. I would have gone with Haller if he was playing today. He's not even on the bench. I don't know if he's injured or if it's because of COVID. Either way, they don't need him today. But Luke Tanner saying, I see Ten Hag going to Manchester City, not United. It's not a bad shout, Luke, because, yes, Pep Guardiola, if he does stick to his word, which is next year, so at the end of next season, he'll leave Manchester City. And he made that clear last summer, so if he does, and I'm sure he means that, I don't know why he would just say that. There'd have been no benefit for him to just say that if he wanted to commit even more, but I'm sure, let's be honest, between now and then, between now and the summer of 2023, I would not be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if he changes his mind off Man City, try and give him a bigger contract or do anything to convince him to stay as long as they're still competitive in the Prem and the Champions League. But we'll see. But I think it's a good shout because maybe Man City could look towards Ten Hag if Ten Hag stays for another season, then they can look into Ten Hag. But I don't feel like that's a Man City appointment, if that makes sense. I can't, unless Man City change their views and policies as to promote more of the youth. And I do not want City fans telling me that they promote their youth. They don't. I'm sorry, they don't. Give me a track record of youth players that have come from their academy, which they've spent bloody millions on. I cannot fault how good that system is, by the way, because I worked there. I would go to the academy area quite a lot, and my God, the facilities. If you were a footballer, you're in heaven. It's not a bad place to work, especially for Manchester. No offence to Manchester, but I'm not a big fan. As in the city. That's my thoughts. But yeah, I just couldn't see that. I mean, it'd be perfect for Ten Hag. Ten Hag would love to take that job with that academy system. Who knows? Who knows? Right now, I can't see them going for someone like him, but if they really want to promote youth, he's perfect. But so is Pochettino in a way, so it's a good shout. I couldn't. There's not many others I'd look at to being the next Man City manager. Maybe if Nagelsmann does a good job at Bayern and wins a few trophies, he could be an option. But managers, there's not many of them out there that are consistently successful, you could say. But yeah, if you actually think about it, I know it's early days of the season, but Jurgen Klopp has still, Jurgen Klopp, if he doesn't win anything this season, that'll be 2 seasons without a trophy, despite how good of a manager he is. It's hard to think that, really. But they've got the League Cup semis still, and they've got the. I think the Premier League's already done. I can't see them win. I can't see anyone else winning that. Anyway, let's see if there's any stats from this game. If I go on to the internet sharing page, and it's here somewhere. Here we go. So let's have a look. So it looks as though, in terms of possession, as expected, Ajax have got a lot more with 66%. 6 attempts compared to Utrecht's 3, and Utrecht with more fouls at 6-4. Just confirmation of your goal scorers then. Anthony on the 5th minute, Gravenberch with the assist. 19th minute, Brobby with the second goal, Tadic with the assist there. And then literally 3 minutes into stoppage time of the first half, Tadic assisting Brobby yet again. So Attack of the Clones, episode 2, with those last 2 goals. I think that's it, really. They don't seem to share much on the Eredivisie website. But anyway, I think we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for the second half. So don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back to the live stream watch along of Utrecht versus Ajax. I just need to change the clock. There we go. Oh. And move it. There we go. So it looks like the second half's just about to begin. Utrecht to start the proceedings for this second half. They've got a big comeback coming up if they're somehow going to turn around a 3-0 scoreline. But it looks as though there was no substitutions at half time from either team. I don't think Ajax will anyway. No need to change anything at the moment. And I've just reading some of your comments that you left just before we went and had a break. It looks as though... Oh, hang on. I've left the audio off for the stream. There we go. It looks as though, from what you're saying, Greg says that Sebastian Haller or Haaland is that a joke? Is saying is away at Africa Cup of Nations. Which country is he from? I don't actually know where he's from. Let's have a look on the internet search. No. No, oh, I can't find the browsers. Browsers everywhere. There we go. Sebastian Haller. The only thing I do know about him is that he came from West Ham. Oh, Ajax in the box now. Wasted opportunity. Oh, he's from Ivory Coast. Oh, okay. I did not know that. So, you learn something new every day, as they say, and that is definitely what I've learned today, folks. So, Ivory Coast he plays for. There are some games going on in the Africa Cup of Nations today, if I just have a look. There's 4 matches today, I believe. So, yeah, so at the moment you've got Gambia taking on Mali at 1 o'clock. This is UK time, by the way. There's 2 matches on at the same time at 4 o'clock. Tunisia versus Mauritania. And then Ivory Coast. So Hola will probably play today against Sierra Leone at 4 o'clock. And then at 7 o'clock it's Algeria versus Equatorial Guinea. So a few matches today for you to choose from if you're into your Africa Cup of Nations. Of course, this is the second round of the group stages. But funny enough, in case you're wondering, folks, I am doing a sweepstake with some of my friends, including some of our streamers here on Let's Talk Sport and Burgoyne in the live chat. We've got a sweepstake that we started last week on the day of the tournament starting a week ago. I got Gambia and they play Mali at 3 o'clock. So Joe Stanley, if you're watching, who's one of our other streamers on the channel, I hope you lose badly. But we shall see. That's 1 o'clock. So I probably will watch that once this game is done. Which is a bit annoying watching this game because it's already 3-0 and it's like I really want to see a bit more competition against Ajax. And it's mad how things can change. Like 2 minutes before half time, Utrecht had a header that just went over the bar. If they'd got that, they'd have been 2-1 down. It would have made second half interesting. But instead, the table turned, and then Ajax get a last-minute goal in the first half to make it 3-0. So that pretty much wrapped it up, really, in case you're watching. If you only just tuned in, anyway. I do quite like Dudo's comment saying, I am interested with leaving Chelsea Lukaku. But yeah, it's funny how he goes on about Chelsea and Tuchel, and then he puts out pretty much a statement to apologise to the Chelsea fans. I'm thinking, it's just, I mean, I didn't watch the whole game yesterday, but he didn't, from what I saw, he wasn't great, Lukaku. Just doesn't perform in big games. Seems to be a curse for Mr. Lukaku. And look, I'll be honest, I can't go against Lukaku that much as a United fan. He wasn't that bad for us. If you actually look at his stats, he scored a lot of goals. Oh, excuse me. He scored a lot of goals, but never there in the big matches. But at the same time, I remember watching some of the games that we played, especially against Chelsea once at Stamford Bridge where we lost. I remember Morata scored in that, but Lukaku didn't. And I just remember, there was just no setup for Lukaku. Like, there was just nothing he could have done anyway. It's like Cavani now and again at United. He's feed the man. He's not going to score otherwise. And I feel like that with Ronaldo as well. Ronaldo does score goals, regardless of what you think of him. I think if you have him up front and leave him up front and get the right setup on the wings, and I honestly think if Elanga and Greenwood can learn to not be as selfish, and I thought Elanga played brilliantly yesterday. It's funny with Elanga and Greenwood, they both run with the ball, which in all fairness Sancho and Rashford do, but they actually keep hold of the ball. They don't lose the ball. They can control the ball and get past players, and they've got pace. With Sancho and Rashford at the moment, I wouldn't have them anywhere near the starting lineup. They have to prove themselves now. Elanga played brilliantly yesterday. I like the fact that he doesn't go backwards at all. He always goes forward. So, yeah, I'm excited about Elanga. And we do have a history of Swedish legends at our club. Henrik Larsson, even though it was a handful of games. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, it's the place to be for a Swede. I'm sure Elanga looks up to those two players. For any kids today who don't know anything about Henrik Larsson, YouTube him. Great player. A lot of people would say Zlatan's probably the best ever player for Sweden, but now I've got to go with Henrik Larsson for me. He did it at club level as well. I don't think Larsson actually has a Premier League medal, because back then you had to play 10 Premier League games, I think, to get a Premier League medal. And Henrik Larsson only played a handful. So even though he was part of the team that won the Premier League with United, I don't think he has a medal. That's what the rules were like back then. I don't know if he did that now, would he have won it? There's an injury here for one of the Ajax players. Man Vendra, I haven't heard from you in a while, says press conferences are good, but I like interviews. Very good, very good. I like that. Greg says, right, Jamie, I'll have to go on the 60th minute because I am going to the pub, but we'll be back for the evening stream. 7 PM tonight, Greg, UK time for that Masters Snooker. So yeah, looking forward to it. I think the first session starts at 1 today. We won't be doing that, but we'll be doing the evening session. But I haven't done a snooker watch along since the World Championship, I don't think. So the Seniors World Championship, so it should be fun. I've got Stuart for company. Seb might join us as well. It's hit and miss with Seb. He's got an exam to worry about tomorrow, which, even if he does come on, what a legend, but we'll see. So, Ajax. Oh, he's lost it. Lost the ball. It's bad when Utrecht are clearing the ball midway in their own half. That's how, the confidence is just not there. Even with that spell that they had at the end of the first half. Tell you what other matches are on today? Let's have a look. I normally use the BBC Sport website for that. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Have England lost again? Oh. They look like they could have won the game. They still had 6 wickets to try and get 170 runs. Are you telling me they couldn't get that? Oh dear. Look at that. England collapsed on 188. Won by 146 runs. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that sums up England at the moment in cricket. My God. T20, one day international, we're awesome at. But Test cricket, we may as well just not exist right now. My God. At least we didn't lose 5-0, but even so, still a defeat. Anyway, I was checking what fixtures were on today for football. Arsenal Tottenham has been cancelled, which is a shame. I think that's because of COVID. Looks like Benitez could be out of a job at Everton. Right, we've got Liverpool versus Brentford today, and Liverpool will want revenge because they lost to Brentford in the away match earlier this season. At the same time, at 2, it's West Ham United versus Leeds. So they played in the Cup exactly the same time at West Ham last week. So same fixture again. Oh, there's an injury here. There's a couple of players that have clashed, and both players are down. And, Hull City are 1-0 down against Stoke, so my dad will be delighted with that. Brown with the goal, Klukas with the assist. Jacob Brown with the goal there. We'll come back to that in a minute, but let's find out what's going on here in this match. Both players still down. So it involves Maher for Utrecht. And funny enough, Utrecht has already got a yellow card. I need to see the replay again to see if any of it is his fault. Because if so, and if VAR does exist in the Eredivisie, which I still don't actually know, but he could be in trouble. So yeah, it looks like Maher won't get a second yellow. He's still limping though. It was Timber, the other one for Ajax, who got involved in that clash with Maher. Both players walking off the pitch for now. Actually, I think Maher's not going to carry on. He'll go off, and I think that's wise because he's already got a yellow card, and he could have, if that had been his fault, he could have been red carded. So off he goes. And I think that is Utrecht's first substitution of the game. No substitutions from Ajax there. Looks like Timber's going to walk off and walk back on again. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Timber. I'm a big fan of Tagliafico as well, but he doesn't seem to start anymore under Ten Hag. He's on the bench these days. And Klazan, I think he's been great the last 12 months. He's on the bench. But funny enough, Klazan and Depay, when it comes to the international matches for the Netherlands, in the last few international breaks, he's been awesome. Like, he's linked up with Depay. Both of them have been superb. I'm not a big fan of Memphis Depay, to be honest with you. I think he's a very overrated player, but they both played beautiful football when I was watching the highlights of those games. Let me check the other Eredivisie matches that have taken place today. Let's have a look. So, yeah, as you can see, Utrecht Ajax 3-0 at the moment to Ajax, but Groningen versus PSV at half one. Groningen 12th, PSV second. So that'll be a big game because I think I'm sure the PSV players probably already know that Ajax are most likely going to get themselves back at the top. If PSV win again today, they go back top with a point ahead. Camber against Sparta Rotterdam as well at half one. Fortuna Sittard at quarter to 4 today against AZ Alkmaar. I think that's it. Yeah, Feyenoord, that was a shock yesterday, losing at home to Vetisi. A 69th minute goal from Openda. So that's why they've gone a bit further back from the top two, which doesn't help them. And let's not forget they lost to Ajax before Christmas, so that didn't help either. In terms of fixtures next weekend, I mean, look, that's the game. That's the game we got to do next weekend. Look at that, top two going for it. PSV hosting Ajax. I think there's no doubt, folks, that we'll be doing a watch along for that 1:30 next Sunday. So we'll double check when the buying game is on, Duda, because I need to see that doesn't clash. Let's put in Bundesliga fixtures so we can look at what is next weekend. Oh, it's trying to load. There we go. 4:30, so that's alright. Then we could do both games, no problem. RB Leipzig, Wolfsburg as well at 2:30 next weekend. There's some good games next weekend in Europe. So yeah, exciting times. We'll definitely do them then. So PSV Ajax, that'd be a cracker. Meanwhile, we've reached an hour. Nothing much to chat about really in this second half. As I said, the game was pretty much done and dusted at half time. The moment probably made it 3-0. You just want to see Salford from Utrecht. They've given it, they've tried their best, but there's just not much to shout about for them, sadly. Greg says Henrik Larsson used to play for Celtic. He did. He was one of the best, biggest legends ever at Celtic. Couldn't stop scoring at Celtic. Was very close to winning the Europa League. Well, back then they called it UEFA Cup. He helped Celtic get to the final, but they lost to Jose Mourinho's FC Porto of 2003. I remember it very well. Mavendra says, awesome, you literally won on overthrows? Overthrows? What do you mean by overthrows? I'm not sure. You're on about the cricket by any chance? Dudo goes, just joined with my iPad. Greg says, right, Jamie, I'm away to get hammered at the pub. See you later on. Get a pint for me and send it over. So we've got a free kick here for Ajax. It's a dangerous free kick. It's on the right-hand side, just outside the box. I just someone mentioned that apparently in the ending of Marley and Me, which is about a dog, I've never seen it, but apparently the dog gets put down because of old age at the end. Oh, hang on, here's a shot! Oh, brilliant, lovely shot. It was going across a few Utrecht defenders there, and then one of them stopped it in time for it before it went in. It was a lovely shot though, especially from the angle of the camera that it showed it in live time. There, it was really good to watch. See how the ball moves. But yes, I've never seen Marley and Me. If if that's the case of how it ends, and I don't think I want to. I like dogs. I don't want to see a dog be put down. Ooh, foul there. He won the ball. I don't actually see what was wrong with that. Utrecht get a free kick. Not sure about the foul. But yes, Utrecht, they're just showing the replay again of Daley Blind's strike from the corner. Stream's a bit laggy, so the match has been paused for a moment. Come on. Just as they take the free kick. Oh, it skipped ahead, so it just looks like it was offside at the end. Free kick for Ajax. Tell you what, let's have a bit of fun and look at the wages at Ajax. I'm intrigued by that. Nope. There we go. Ajax. No. So if we go Ajax wages, don't know how true this will be. I feel like you can only get it. Here we go. Let's try capology. Never heard of it, but let's go with it. Sebastian Haller has the highest salary. Oh god, I was reading that and then the chart just went up. So Sebastian Haller is the highest paid, 4 million euros a year, and in weekly he brings in pretty much 77,000. Absolute crazy. Oh, just as a look at that, Utrecht have a chance. Oh no, it's offside again. 2 in the matter of a moment. Tadic is on 3.5 million euros a year. 67 euros a week he brings in. Klazen's on the bench so many times this season. He's the third highest paid. And he's come back to Ajax as well. Let's not forget, this is his second spell at the club. After he tried out Everton, which didn't go, well, from what I can remember, it didn't go so well. But the recruitment at Everton the last few years has been diabolical. I mean, look at them now. They're absolute crap. Utrecht on the edge of the box. It's with Ramadam, who I feel like is trying to name himself after Ronaldo, but change the spelling a little bit. Now, Davies. Oh, could he have a shot? No, Timber. Oh, trying to get a pass through for no one to collect. Ajax clear it. Of course, the Ajax goalkeeper, Psv, would love a clean sheet. Just like we saw Manuel Neuer get one yesterday. Remember, folks, later on, before the game finishes, we'll ask on the poll for your man of the match. And then you'll get to vote from the options. I think there's no doubt that Bobby and Tadic will be in there. Probably your only 2 to go for, I'd say. Maybe put Anthony in for scoring. Tagliafico as well. He's 5th highest paid. He doesn't even play. 2.5 million euros a year. Wow. Daley Blind does alright. 2 million euros, which, you know, from a career that nearly ended because of his heart problem. Not once, but twice did he have that problem. Anthony, I tell you what, Anthony could do with earning a bit more. 1.5 million euros. He's further back and he's behind players that hardly play. And your lowest, what's Psv on? Psv's on 750 euros, 750,000 euros a year. It's only on 14,000. Julian Timber. That can't be right, really? Julian Timber's on 577 euros a week. 30,000 euros a year. No way. I can't get over that. Really? He's been like one of the most regular players. I can't get over that. Ajax have got a substitution. There's a double substitution. What the hell? Wow, he's playing for Ajax. He's only earning 577 euros a week. Are you telling me I earn more than a footballer? What the hell? I never thought I'd say that. At Ajax, I earn more than a footballer at Ajax. I can't get over that. I'm not going to tell you what my wage is, but it's more than that. And I'm actually... I can't... I don't know why, folks. I don't know how true this is, of course. I mean, this is a capology website. I've never heard of them before. Could be completely wrong, but, you know, I'm sure they have rough estimates, and they might be right. I can't get over that, so there you go. Tell you what, we'd love to see what the Utrecht lot would be like. Oh, but was that Anthony, who I think should get paid more if we're looking at club salaries. He could have had a second goal. Cuts in from the right and then goes for it. Oh, just a whisker past the post. That would have been a beautiful goal. That would have been a lovely, jubbly goal. It would have been lovely. But tell you what, in a bit we'll compare it to Utrecht's salary. But yeah, no goals to report on in the second half. All 3 goals coming from the first half. Under 20 minutes remaining. It's been very calm. I think the moment they got that third goal, I think Ten Hag, I think it's pretty obvious what he probably told them. Which is to probably take it easy, because at the end of the day they've got a big game against PSV next Sunday. Regardless of the PSV result later in Groningen, you know, either way they've still got to make sure they get a win over PSV to either increase the gap at the top or to at least go ahead of them in the table if PSV are to win today. But yeah, for you Ajax fans, do join me for that next weekend, Sunday at 1:30. That's PSV versus Ajax. A real championship battle there. Here come Ajax again. Ball across. Comes to nothing. Intercepted by Mahi. It does feel very early to have a game on. I know it's in Holland, so they're an hour ahead, I think. But it does feel quite early to watch a game at 11:15 kickoff. I've got a bit of a gap between the end of this game and the start of the final session of the Masters Snooker final. Join me tonight and Stuart Davis and hopefully Seb True at 7 PM UK time between Neil Robertson and Barry Hawkins. Neil Robertson, can he win it for a second time, or could... Oh, great defending by the Utrecht defender there. Either way, I've missed that, but Klazan has come on for Ajax. I'm going to put that in our Let's Talk Sport group chat. Because, of course, that website, Capology, we don't know how true it is, but that has stunned me a little bit. Utrecht caught offside. They've been caught offside quite a few times in this second half. Thank you, Zidtrick, saying pretty much tell me how to pronounce Utrecht instead of Old Trick. Old Trek, Utrecht. I like that. Thank you. That might just help me. I hope I don't forget that if I do any other streams in the future with Utrecht. So I might have to write that down. Dudu asks, who do you think will win the league in terms of the Dutch league? Ajax or PSV? I'm gonna go for Ajax. I mean, this is the thing. If PSV win today at Groningen, then they're going to be a point ahead of Ajax come the match next Sunday. And even if Ajax win, or even if they did go like 4 points clear after next weekend's game, if PSV somehow lost today, then either way it's still open, isn't it? It's just Ajax having the advantage. But I think it could go down to the wire. Who knows? I don't know much about the PSV team these days. I mean, is Mario Götze still there? Because he moved there, didn't he? In what has been sadly a weird career for him ever since he won that World Cup. Let's check out the squad. Shot off target there from Basid of Utrecht. I think I'm remembering it well. Who have they got in this squad? So they got, well, Gertz, as I mentioned. Rizzo Doan. Oh, Vinny. I don't know. Vinny went there from Spurs. Zahavi. Oh, Zahavi. Now, who did he play for in the past? Let's have a look. Ha! I didn't know Gutierrez was there, the Mexican midfielder. Well, I thought I knew quite a bit about Zahavi, but maybe I don't. I don't recognise the teams he played for, to be honest. He's Israeli and he's a striker. I think that's why I like the Dutch league, because it's, you don't get a lot of players that you're aware of, and I think it makes you even more up for it. Bakayoko plays there. For Tessa, now he's been at PSV for a while. Van Ginkel. I think he used to have a spell at Chelsea, if I can remember. That's the great thing about Google. If I Googled all day, I'd learn all day, mate. Well, depends how true some of the sources are, but I do like Google. Funny enough, when I used to work in the London office, who I still work for, but I haven't been to the London office in ages, we have a Google office nearby down the road, and I have not been in it, but just looking through the windows, it is probably one of the best offices to work at. Apparently they have quite a few restaurants, and you can have the food for free as long as you're an employee there. It's fucking mad. And actually, no, I remember once my boss, his relative, literally worked there, and he came down to our office I think it was for me to give to him, because he was going to meet up with my boss in the Midlands. And he was an IT at the Google offices. I remember asking him, what's it like there? And he goes, it's alright. It's not a bad place to work. Just probably about 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes left. We've got Bulk coming in for Mahi for Utrecht. I'm getting used to it. I think I'm saying it right. What are you lot saying? Dudo says, who do you... Oh, no, I've already answered that. Zitrick says, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Utrecht. Where are you from, Zitrick? Who do you support? Are you a Utrecht fan? What was a chance there for them? And they tried to squeeze it in from a tight angle. It'll be a corner. I might be wrong, but I think that's their first corner of the game. Let me check. Oh no, this is their third. It's headed away. They've got it back in on the edge of the box, but Ajax might go for a counter. No, they've lost it again. It's now on the right wing. It's going to go out for a goal kick. Dudu says, on the table, Ajax is first, and on the stream it says that Ajax is second. No, so that was before kickoff, so as it stands, Ajax are first, but if PSV win today against Groningen, they're back at the top. Zitrick says, I'm in Brussels, but an Ajax fan. I'd love to know your opinion, viewers, because it's you lot that helps this channel. But we've always noticed, whenever we cover European football, so outside of England and the UK pretty much, so no Premier League or anything like that, but whenever we cover an Ajax game or a PSV game or a Bayern Munich game or a Dortmund game, for example, or even maybe a match in Italy, we do get a lot more interactions and you lot joining us. So, like, we'd love to know your opinion. Do like, for example, with Bayern Munich or Ajax, is there much content on YouTube for those clubs out there, apart from their own club YouTube channels? Well, Daily Blind's just come off for Tagliafico, so Tagliafico will get some minutes under his belt. Tagliafico looking a bit old-fashioned there. He's got his shirt tucked into his shorts, unless he's cold. You don't see that anymore. So I think Robertson and Hawkins are about to start their first session now. I'm sure it was a 1 o'clock start. Oh no, it must be at 2 o'clock. I'm just checking the NFL playoffs. I didn't watch any of them yesterday, but there was 2 of them yesterday. And it looks as though the Buffalo Bills beat New England Patriots and they thrashed them 47-17. And Bill Belichick getting his first, biggest playoff defeat of his coaching career. Oh dear. There's a lot more fixtures today, I think. That'll be a big game. The Eagles taking on the Bucks. Bucks, of course, the Super Bowl champs. Can they get to another Super Bowl? Imagine if they did. That would be some achievement from Tom Brady. But they're playing the Eagles, and then 49ers are playing the Cowboys. So And then, Pittsburgh Steelers are playing as well tonight against the Chiefs. And then on Tuesday, it's Cardinals versus the Rams. Doodoo says, I came here for the first time yesterday, and from now on I will join every football, even if it's not the game I usually watch, stream, and maybe other sports too. Oh, thanks for that, Doodoo. If you are wondering, our next stream is at 7 PM tonight for the snooker. 5 minutes left of this game. I'm wondering if Ajax will... oh, thank you very much. Stoke winning? Oh dear. Oh, good ball forward for Utrecht. Oh, shot on target, but straight at Psv. Bit more like it, but maybe a bit too late from Utrecht. Of course, there's two ways to look at it. Would Ten Hag have preferred more goals in this second half just to help the goal difference if it at all came to that between them and PSV at the end of the season? Had the whole second half to add to it. As I say that, here Ajax now on the left hand side with Tagliafico, now Tadic. It'll be a free kick for Utrecht. Tell you what, it'd be interesting if Brentford get anything at Liverpool today, because they'll certainly be delightful for the Man City fans. You'd think Liverpool will win today. Actually, look at... I mean, Mo Salah scored last night for Egypt to help them get their first win of the tournament. Mane's, of course, over there for Senegal. So they've got Jota, Firmino and Chamberlain up front in their front three against Brentford. Henderson, Fabinho and Jones in midfield. And the defence, you can't go wrong. Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold and Alisson in between the sticks. So you'd think they'd win Liverpool. Still, they may not have... I mean, Jota... I do like Jota. It's frustrating to see him just go and join Liverpool and score goals for fun as well as Mane and Salah, for example. But, you know, Firmino, I was at the Liverpool game this time last week against Shrewsbury. I was in the Shrewsbury away end. If Burgoyne's still watching, he was there as well. But it was great to see Shrewsbury take the lead and go crazy. And then sadly, Liverpool scored 4 goals after that. And one of them was Firmino after coming on from the bench. He scored with a back heel right in front of goal. Typical Firmino goal. He doesn't seem to have a look at the goal when he scores. The no-look pass and all that he does. Well, we're into the last minute. How much added time will there be? I can't see there being much. There was a bit of a clash between a couple of players early on in this second half, so 3 minutes. So just like the first half, there'll be 3 minutes of added time. Utrecht have won a throw-in. The only odds available now for this game is the fourth goal for Ajax. 7-1. Utrecht with 12-1. No fourth goal with 1-9, so there's no point. Timber trying to get one against his brother of Ajax. Has a shot miles over the bar. It's probably gone out the stadium. Sums up the host's performance today. I'll have to check. We'll check at full time what the table will look like for them after the defeat. So yeah, just another reminder, folks, do join me and Stuart tonight at 7 PM for the Masters Snooker Final as our watch-along. The second Triple Crown event of the season, and then the next one is the big one, the World Championship in Sheffield at the Crucible in April. Which I can't believe it's been nearly a year since the last World Championship. It goes so quick. I mean, who'd have thought 2 months from now it'd have been 2 years since COVID, well, since the pandemic was announced and the lockdown's happening. So it's crazy how time has flown. I've spent most of it pretty much here on this chair doing these watch-alongs with you lot on YouTube. We started literally 12 months ago when we started to do live streams and discovered that you could do that on YouTube. We've learned quite a lot from it since. If you ever really want to watch our first ever watch along, it was me and Seb doing much of Gladbach versus Bayern Munich. If you can find that on our channel. Utrecht, can they get a taller goal today? A consolation goal at least? No, it's gone out for a goal kick for Ajax. Less than 10 seconds to go. I think that'll be it. I think Psv will be taking the last kick of the game. Or they're not even going to let him take a goal kick. Ten Hag shakes hands with the coaches of the opposite team, and that is a win for Ajax. 3 goals to the good. It was pretty much all done and dusted at half-time when Bobby scored late on to make sure and seal the game. But, you know, Ajax did not go for more goals in that second half, which may have helped their goal difference against PSV, especially if they were to go on until the end of the season, them two fighting it for the championship of the Eredivisie title. But anyway, that is it. That's how it's wrapped up. As let's go on the internet sharing page and just go through the confirmation. So there you go. Anthony scoring on the 5th minute. Gravenberch with the assist. And then 14 minutes later, Bobby getting his first of 2 goals with Tadic, the captain, setting him up for that one. And then literally 3 minutes into stoppage time of the first half, Tadic setting up Bobby yet again to get himself a brace. Bobby did go off late on in the second half and didn't get his hat-trick at the end, which is a shame. We would have witnessed 2 hat-tricks in our last 2 watch-alongs if he had done that. Bobby and then Lewandowski yesterday for Bayern Munich when they were at FC Cologne winning 4-0. But in terms of bookings, there was only 2. One for Meher for Utrecht and then Mazraoui for Ajax. And Ajax used all 5 substitutions while Utrecht used only 3 of them. Possession, all Ajax, 68%. Attempts, actually, wow, the attempts have changed. Statistically, the attempts went towards Utrecht with 10-8 and then fouls 15-13. Now, I do apologise, folks, but I've completely forgotten to do a man of the match poll. I was kind of sucked into the game where it was getting that obvious. I think, really, I'm not going to do a poll today because I've forgotten to do it. I do apologise. But I'll tell you what, I'll give you the man of the match from my side, and I will give it to Mr. Brobby for his 2 goals today. I would have maybe, you could easily look at it towards Tadic as well for setting the 2 goals up, but it's all about the goal scorers at the end of the day. So I will put that on the live chat. There we go. Let's add a clapping emoji as well. Oh, damn it. No. There we go. So man of the match goes to Mr. Brobby for Ajax. And let's just, before we go, let's look at the table. So as you can see, that's a weird table. They've split it in half and then put them next to each other. That's a weird way of doing it, but okay. So as you can see, PSV... Well, it's not actually... Sorry, let me find one that's actually a live table. That's annoying. Not even their own website can get the table live. So here you go. Ajax currently top now with the win against Utrecht. They are 2 points ahead of PSV. PSV have that game in hand. They kick off in literally 15 minutes time against Groningen away from home. So Ajax, I'm sure, will watch that with interest. But if PSV are to win, they'll go back top, a point ahead of Ajax at the end of this weekend. Feyenoord lost yesterday against the team in 4th, and now they're 3 points behind them of Vitesse. And Utrecht, well, they stay where they are in 7th, but Camber do play later on with a game in hand, and they're a point behind. So Utrecht could go down to 8th at the end of today. So anyway, our next Eredivisie watch-along looks to be Psv Eindhoven versus Ajax. That's this. It's literally 7 days from now at 1:30. So 15 minutes from now, exactly a week today, we'll be doing that here on YouTube. So don't miss that. If you want to keep an eye on our content and you want to follow more of our watch-alongs, click the subscribe button and you'll be able to be aware of whenever we next do a live stream here on the channel. And of course, our next one is tonight at 7 PM for the Snooker Masters Final. Myself and Stuart Davies, and hopefully Seb True, will be spectating for you the Masters Final between Neil Robertson, who won it in 2012, hoping to win it for a second time against Barry Hawkins, who is a Masters virgin. He has not won a Triple Crown event before, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. See you soon, and yeah, have a good rest of the weekend. See you later.